We're all set. Coach Lansing, opening remarks, please.
Well, I apologize to our fans that watch every 5 minutes. We're very much a work in progress. The way we started the game, we're playing our tails off at both ends of the floor, following assignments, moving the ball on offense. I think we had 4 of our team total of 7 assists right in the first, before the first media. And then, Christian got his second foul, had to take him out quick. That had a big impact on us. We had a lot of different guys coming in and out of there that we weren't as sharp at either end of the floor as we needed to be. And then I think that the final 30 minutes was, gradually worse and worse. It was bad and then gradually got worse. And it's unacceptable. And we're going to work on it. We're going to get better. And we're going to find guys that are going to buy in all the time. And if they're not, they'll either not play or we'll get them there.
Questions for Coach?
Coach, yesterday at practice, you weren't happy coming into the game. They weren't listening, weren't concentrating. It carried over to the game at this point. You said buy in. How are you going to get this, especially young guys, to buy into what you're doing?
You trust your core guys pretty much most of the time, and they didn't play that well. Christian was in foul trouble, so it was tough for him. But the other 3, with Kitch and Devontae and Justin, have to play much better. There's no doubt, and they have to at least be the constant for us. But we weren't. It's not like they're doing the right things some of the time. And it's whereas St. Louis was probably doing the right thing 90% of the time. And we have a group that's, you got to understand that. You got to understand how you need to play to be successful. And winning is hard. Practicing and working towards competing for something is difficult. It's not easy every day, but you need to appreciate that. If you're not going to if you're not going to sacrifice and not put anything forward, it doesn't hurt much to lose. And that's not the way we do it. We put everything we got into it. If we lose, it should hurt us, and it hurts. We got taught a little bit of a lesson. I could see it coming, by practice the way it was. And we got to learn from it.
Does it take a game like this to drive home to the guys? I guess that's the hope that when they do in practice.
I hope so, Todd. I really do. You watch the tape of IUPUI, our scrimmage, our exhibition game, and it's the same stuff. And you harp on these guys in practice about that stuff, and now they really got exposed today. But you can make mistakes. You can make mistakes given tremendous effort. You can make mistakes by being maybe a little overly unselfish, but you never give in. And I thought we give in. They gave in. I thought they were just like last year, St. Louis. And that's why that league is so good. They're very physical, and even though they're young guys, they're very physical, and that's what they did. And it kind of took us out of some things, and we got to learn from it.
Coach, you keep talking about Christian's foul trouble. Obviously, it's a part of the game, but how much does he have to understand how important he is to the guys and has to be on the floor for you?
He plays so hard, and in 2 of his fouls, his first one was cheap. Not that these guys are good officials, but it's just a reaching foul. He's aggressive, chasing the guy. The guy turns into him. It's a loose ball. He gets called for a foul. And the other one was a rebound up in the air, and he's trying to go get it. So I'm not saying they're bad fouls, but if you're getting a foul, you want to get a better call, or you want to get a better foul. And you're right. He had the one right in front of the bench, fighting the catch and putting his hands on the guy. He can't do it. You appreciate the passion he plays with, and he's one of the guys that's really hurting right now because it means a lot to him. But he has to do that. We talk a lot about. There's a huge difference in the game. Second half, they're driving, we're swiping at it, fouling them as they're penetrating, and our guys are going in there and they're not fouling. St. Louis has got their hands up, they're moving their feet, they're guarding the way that they should. So the stuff we have to do, the stuff that we try to teach, we weren't doing.
What do you do, Greg, with a team that where a lot of guys have to learn that some given that you were talking about probably came from the mistakes that happened. The mistakes probably led to something given.
Yeah.
How do you try to how do you bridge that gap?
You can't be afraid to make mistakes. If you're going to make a mistake, it's got to be at maximum effort. And it got rolling. It started steamrolling there in the second half. we're giving up just layups. You know, they went baseline, we're talking to them about ball screen defense, and they're just going by us. Well, I thought he was going to do this. Well, I thought he was going to do that. You get a lot of that, but none of that matters. You know, you have to be much more difficult to play against, and we weren't. They got it steamrolling. Obviously, Coach Cruz does a great job. They're well prepared, they're well coached, and they're a very good basketball team. But it just shows we have a long way to go. I hope the guys can figure that out, take this butt kicking as a lesson, and continue to get better.
Free throws were an issue. They weren't just an issue late, they were an issue when the game was in the balance. And that could have hurt an IUI the other night too.
Yeah.
Obviously, that's something that
The only thing I can think of is shoot more of them. You know, and you're 5 of 25 from the three-point line. We can't just do free throw shooting drills and three-point shooting drills in practice. You have to do that stuff on your own. And we have guys that do. We have guys that do it every day, but it's that we have a lot of guys on scholarship that aren't doing it, and they need to.
Looking for a constant and a positive right now, back-to-back good games by Devontae, just what he's bringing to the table for you guys right now.
It's important to him too, and he's one of those guys. He always tries. Devontae's got to listen too. You know, in that second half, again, I was talking about they're collapsing to the paint. I mean, they are. All you have to do is drive it in there, let the defense come, and make a simple pass to an open guy, and we still didn't do it. Again, we had 7 total assists. I think 2 of them happened in garbage time there at the end, and then we had 4 of them to start. So you're looking at 1 assist through about 30 minutes of basketball, and that can't happen. Devontae knows. He knows, and he's trying. You know, you start getting your tail kicked like that. He's trying to make plays, but he's got to be more of a one-way driver and quit playing with the ball so much. And the thing is, you ask so much for him down at the other end. You know, you're going to live with a little bit of it at the other end. You know, these core guys, I trust them, and we got to get these other guys along the same lines.
Your frustration, is it more on the defensive side, or is
Everything,
it kind of
both things. Yeah. It's a lot of everything. I hate repeating myself, Jason. I do, and we've, as a staff, we've had to do way too much, and you know, the my bad stuff, that doesn't work. You know, I mean, yeah, we know it's your fault. You know, do what we ask you to do, and it's hard. You know, I've been a guy that came off the bench, so I know that what that role's like. You can't come in fearing making mistakes. You got to come in with a defensive mind. That's what we try to tell you. When you come off the bench, you come in with a defensive mindset, understanding what we're doing, how we're guarding stuff, and then just be unselfish and play on the offensive end. I think all the guys took turns coming off the bench, making mistakes at both ends of the floor. So there's plenty to clean up. It's very frustrating, and again, I hate to put a product out like that. It starts with the head coach, and I got to do a better job with them, and we're going to keep working at it. And I hope our fans come out Saturday and Monday, and hopefully they see a team that's much better and much improved.
Greg, why do you think they fear mistakes? Do they understand sometimes that they're making mistakes?
Well, I mean, that's natural. You know, nobody wants to screw up, you know, so it makes you be a little more tentative with what you can be, and you can't have that mentality. You know, you can't have that at all. You have to come in giving your maximum at all times. But, you know, there's mental stuff too. You can't just fly around crazy, because we were asking them to do different things and how we guard stuff. But you can't come in afraid to make a mistake, because you're going to make a mistake, and then you wilt a little bit. You're even worse after that, because you're thinking about the mistake you made, and you're letting the mistake compound and cause another one. So it's a lot of that. You know, like I said, it was kind of groundswell there that last 10 minutes.
Anything else for Coach?
Thanks,